Lupe was our dad's comfort and in his grief. That being said, our dad spoiled her a lot. Our brothers Ray and Tony asked our dad many times for a television, but he would always say no. Once Lupe was born, Dad went out and purchased the television so the baby could watch it. Our dad could not deny Lupe's request, so we all took advantage of it. Anytime we wanted something, we'd ask her to ask Dad, and we would get it. I was born 13 months later, and I'm not sure she really liked that. I could tell so many stories about our childhood, but she asked me not to reveal them. But I'm going to share a few anyway. Lupe branded Jerry and me with scars on our heads. I was 3, and we were playing in the neighbor's swing set, the one that had those swings that had 2 seats that opposite from each other went back and forth. I was trying to get on, and she didn't want me to, and she pushed the swing into my forehead. I still have the scar right here. Jerry was 1 year old, and the 3 of us were playing in our parents' bedroom. Jerry and I were on the bed, and he was just learning how to jump up and down on it. Yeah. Lupe decided to run and jump on the bed, which threw Jerry into the headboard and caused a gash by his eyebrow. Lupe even gave herself a scar on her head at a neighbor's house as she was playing tag and ran right into the dining room credenza. Her antics became the stories we shared around our family table, and we laugh a lot over them as we reminisce. Growing up, Lupe was the one that teachers would tell the parents she would be such a good student if she'd quit talking so much. In the neighborhood, she was a leader of the pack. I didn't fall in line, but the other kids did. Once there was a car parked on the street with New York license plates. Since New York and California had the same colors on the plates at that time, she convinced the other kids that it was actually plates from California. I even spelled out and showed them that the letters spelled New York, but they were too afraid to believe me. I was amazed at that and wondered why she never did pursue a career that would hone in on those skills. She loved to sing and dance, and I would enjoy watching her in our bedroom. She had an adventurous spirit that would cause my parents much concern, especially in her teenage years. She and Leela Stanley Goodrich, friends since childhood, would come up with some of the crazy ideas of things to do, and when things would take an unfortunate turn, I would just shake my head and think, well, that didn't turn out so well. I gained a lot of wisdom of what I ought not to do by just watching the both of them. Our dad did tell her later in life that he did admire that adventurous spirit, and that reminded him of his own youth. We loved to visit our Uncle Crispine and Aunt Lucy. Our parents would go visit them almost every Sunday. We shared dinner with them and our cousins. Our mom, Lupe, and I would wash and dry the dishes and gave our cousins a break. We loved being in the large pantry, and Lupe would always rub it in that she got to go in that special place under the pantry floor, and I never did. We have fond memories of being in the girls' bedrooms and watching them sing and dance and showing us how to do the twists. Laughter was abundant in that room, watching Patsy, Vicky, and Linda. Gloria and Esther were already married. Lupe and I remembered the first time we heard about the Beatles. They were so excited that the band was going to be on the Ed Sullivan Show in 1963. Lupe and I couldn't understand why all the excitement for a bunch of bugs. We learned fast. Time spent with them are precious memories for Lupe, Jerry, and me. Aunt Lucy was our second mother, and Lupe and I would also get her approval for our life plans, along with our parents. What a reunion they are all having right now. Can I get some water? My water, Jerry? Sorry. Lupe, Jerry, and I spent time playing yard games with our dad. Whether it was lawn darts, badminton using the chain link fence as the net, playing with a soccer ball in the large parking lot next to the house, or having fun at Liberty Park. Our dad discovered vacations when we were young and took us on trips to California, Mexico, and back east to visit our brother Tony and his family. Lupe always had a way of making them more interesting. In Mexico City, we stayed with our parents' friends, and they had a hacienda-style home with an inner courtyard. Their son Beto, who Lupe took a fancy to, was showering and left the high window open. Well, Lupe picked up their cat and pushed it through the window. Screeching by both Beto and the cat were heard throughout the house. Beto came out with many scratches all over, and we didn't see the cat for a few days. The three of us would take the bus downtown to go shopping with our mother, and Sears was the go-to department store. Lupe got the first pick of dresses, as she was the oldest and a bit taller than me at the time, and I inherited her hand-me-downs. Mom walked us to church every Sunday morning, no matter what the weather was like, as our dad worked Sunday mornings. Our mother's steadfast faith and love of Jesus was instrumental in building up our own faith journeys. Lupe and I have fond memories of participating in summer recreation activities. We built floats and marched in the children's parade for the 24th of July celebrations, acted in short plays, where we competed with other kids from different school summer programs at Jordan and Liberty Parks, and attended dance classes and performed in the summer-ending dance concerts. We loved to walk or ride our bikes during rainstorms until we were soaking wet. We rode our bikes to the Villa Theater to watch the Saturday matinee movies. Poor Jerry. He was several years younger than us, and he struggled to keep up with us on his bike on the long trips. Summer holidays and birthdays united us with our older siblings. Only Louie, Ray, and Tony were single when we were young and lived with us. Louie married Leanne, and Tony joined the Navy around the same time when we were just starting school. Tony met his wife Sandy in the Navy, and they settled in her hometown of Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Ray was the older brother we remembered the most living at home, as he married when Lupe was in the 6th grade. Our brothers Refugio Jr. and Ernie, sisters Christina and Stephanie, were married or just ready to get married, and had children either older than us or around the same age as us. Our dad lost 4 children before we were born, 3 sons and a daughter, Bertha. With such a large family, getting together was a lot of fun and a bit chaotic. We played with our nieces and nephews who were very close to them. They thought it was funny to tell people that we were their aunts and uncle. As we grew up, our relationship with our older siblings became deeper and more devoted. We have experienced much joy at special occasions and sorrow together. The loss of our parents, our sister Stephanie, special sister Carmen, brothers Refugio Jr., Ernest, and Ray, some of their spouses, children, and grandchildren. And now we mourn our beloved sister Lupe. To Louie and Leanne, Chris, Tony and Sandy, we just lost Tony November 4th, Jerry, Jenny, Leora, Len, and our many nieces and nephews, know that Lupe loved all of you very much and prayed for your needs. Lupe and Leela were mostly together as children, and their group of friends expanded way beyond the neighborhood. One of those friends is Russell Goodrich, whom she married on November 14, 1975. They divorced after 12 years of marriage and remained friendly. Their beautiful daughter, Melinda Ann, was the precious gift who our Heavenly Father gave them on October 8, 1977. I remember our parents and me waiting expectantly at the hospital for her arrival. Lupe adored her daughter, and I was blessed that she gave me the honor